can't rely on anyone.
So what would you say the biggest deception was? What was the biggest lie you were told?
It's not that simple.
Why not?
No, that's the biggest lie I was ever told. It's not that simple. And it's a lie they tell you over and over again.
What's not simple?
Any of it. All of it. It's how they get you to give up. They say it's not that simple, Vinny.
So what's the truth?
That it is. That if you just do the thing that they tell you you can't, then it's done. And you realize it is that simple. And that it always was.
This is Chris. Welcome to the world's first GYATT Fortnite podcast, where I'm landing and hanging out at shiny shafts. That vault is crazy. Then I dip and dive into the water to get that gold rush effect. Technically, someone else might already have a Fortnite podcast. But in the spirit of Fortnite, I am staying the heck away from that vault train, as that has got to be the top 3 most sweatiest places to land in Fortnite history. It's crazy. Fortnite has pretty much showed me what it is and put it on the front line. Like, what are you gonna do about it? You gonna line it up? You damn right, Fortnite. Fortnite showed me the skills. Testing my skills on Fortnite this season so far is the most exciting thing yet. It's so sweaty, you cannot call it sweaty. It's sticky. And you could finally drop your pickaxe in Fortnite? Finally. And this marks the start of Chapter 6, Season 2. And we've got a lot to talk about today. So let's dive in. So, how far are you willing to go to get dill bits right about now? Because I sure am trying to do my best. I have been walking into the vaults like I'm hitting this island. I got 2 dill bits. I can't leave with too many of you up in this vault right now. They're looking real pretty. Couple purples, couple oranges, couple epics, couple legendaries. But a couple of y'all gotta go. I don't know who it is. The way these weapons look behind the glass, I definitely need 2 of the best weapons. And these weapons have to compete for my love. Even fight for it. This season is about playing it your way. Want to be sneaky and hang out at the black market waiting for someone to come in with dill bits? Done. The black market is a place unlike a vault, especially in the context of loot, because the black market is invested in. If you want to make it to the top, you're going to have to double cross a lot of people. Every vault is closed, but every black market isn't. This simply makes for engagement at a very high cost, and it gets better. Want to follow the train with the vault on it till someone decides to take out the turrets and then let them kill the henchmen and then third party? Sure. The umbrella of possibilities shows that a majority of players are still dropping at all the new locations, which is madness. People are extremely interested in the new POIs, and rightly so. They're beautiful. And the wolf, whoever this guy is, he's calling all the shots. But how much of a shadow is Midas this time around? Will he be more of a main character? Time will tell with story quests arriving soon, explaining the mysteries. I truly am blown away by how hard Season 2 is. It's phenomenal. Season 2 is something fun, something good. It's an agency of awareness on how to carry on with your head held high. It should go down as a urban legend. It's an episode of its own because Fortnite right now does not feel like regular Fortnite. These critiques only scratch the surface of Lawless, the Season 2 New Island, and the story's curiosities having intrigued new and old returning players alike, online streamers too, and social media comment sections for 5 days so far since its release. And it's just a train vault speeding away at this moment. I think we found out if the unprecedented formula of Fortnite will continue working. And really, again, it looks like they went back to something simple. The deceptive beauty of simplicity. You ever look at something so simple and wonder, how did it become so dangerous? Like a spoon, pretty harmless, right? Unless you ever watched an action movie where someone turns it into a weapon, or a rubber band, until someone snaps it back and leaves a welt on your arm. But what if I told you that Fortnite just did something with simplicity that's so lethal, so chaotic, and so fun that it might be the best thing that they've ever added? The Kneecapper, an electrified baseball bat that, on the surface, looks like a joke weapon. Just a melee item, right? Nothing special. But this is Fortnite's latest stroke of genius, because they have yet again made something so simple into something so ridiculously complex. And that's what we're talking about today. How Fortnite turns simplicity into dominance. How a baseball bat just altered the way people play the game. And why it feels like Epic Games, in their infinite wisdom, just pulled a trick on all of us.
Anyway.
The arrival of the Kneecapper. Just a bat, huh? February 21, 2025. Chapter 6. Season 2. The season of crime, lawlessness, and high-stakes shootouts. Fortnite introduces a new melee weapon called the Kneecapper, a baseball bat that's been retrofitted with electric spikes. Immediately, half the community ignores it. Who cares? It's just a bat. Fast forward 24 hours later, and entire squads are getting wiped because of this one weapon, a melee weapon, in a game dominated by shotguns, rifles, and SMGs. It has an absurd knockback effect. It lets you sprint faster. It lets you jump higher. And it even has a charge-up swing that will send an opponent flying across the battlefield, knocking them out of cover and into danger. The kneecapper didn't just become useful, it became a threat. And here's the kicker: it didn't require a new mechanic, it didn't add a complicated ability tree, it didn't force you to relearn movement. It's just a baseball bat, a simple weapon that anyone could pick up, but not everyone could master. The art of making simple things complex. This is what Fortnite does best. They take something straightforward, something you already understand, and they twist it just enough to make it feel fresh. Think about it. The boogie bomb, just a grenade, but it forces your enemy to dance. The grappler, it's just a gun, but it doesn't shoot bullets, it shoots momentum. The shockwave hammer, just a melee weapon, but it could send you across an entire POI. And now, the kneecapper joins this elite class of deceptively simple, yet infinitely creative weapons. Because when you first pick it up, you think, all right, it's a melee weapon, just swing and hit people. But then you realize, no. There's timing, there's placement, there's baiting your enemy into tight spaces just to launch them into the open. It's simple to pick up, it's complicated to master. And that's what makes it dangerous. Fortnite's pattern: simple things turned ambitious. And it's not just the kneecapper. This is a pattern. Fortnite takes practical, everyday things and then turns them into ambitious, over the top game changers. Think about gold. Gold in any game is just currency, right? Something you collect and then you spend. But Fortnite, they turn gold into a living economy. It lets you hire NPCs, upgrade weapons, and even dictate your playstyle in ways that actually affect the game's flow. Just like with the kneecapper, Fortnite took something so simple, so familiar, and stretched it to its absolute limits. The same way they turned movement into a playstyle with things like the shockwave hammer. They turned a baseball bat into an entirely new combat dynamic. They turned gold into something that isn't just about buying things. It's about control, decision making, and strategy. It's one of the reasons Fortnite stands apart. They don't just add features, they take basic ideas and make them deceptively deep. So, what the community is saying. So I gathered a couple of comments online, and let's check in with the community because people have opinions on this one. So I was on Reddit, and somebody said, "Hey, I got hit with a full charge kneecapper, and I swear I was sent back to the Chapter 1 island." You know, I literally ended up, it was top two. I was top two. I was on top of a mountain. I put my porta cover down. I literally sniped somebody right in the chest for about 175. He came running at me up the mountain with the bat, hit me all the way off of the mountain, and I died. So I can definitely relate to that one. Okay, so this person on Twitter says the problem isn't the kneecapper. The problem is the people who have too much fun using it. I got launched into the storm and my entire squad started laughing instead of helping me. And here goes one more that I was able to fish from online. Honestly, I get why people don't like melee weapons like this. But as long as it's just fun to use, I don't mind it. And that last part, That's it. That's why this works. Fortnite understands that if a weapon is going to be powerful, it better be fun. And let me tell you, this bat is hilarious. Conclusion: simple things, big impact. So here's the final verdict. Is the kneecapper broken? Maybe. Is it frustrating? Sometimes. Is it fun? Abso-freaking-lutely. It's proof that Fortnite knows how to take something as simple as a baseball bat and turn it into a high skill, high energy, highly chaotic piece of the game. They did it with gold. They did it with movement. And now they've done it again with a bat. It's simple, it's complicated, and it's perfectly Fortnite. The evolution of gold in Fortnite. In its earliest forms, gold in Fortnite was just that, gold. A resource, a currency, an item you might pick up here and there to spend on upgrading weapons or hiring a NPC. Simple, right? Well, that was before Chapter 6, Season 2. Before Fortnite decided to do what it does best. Take something straightforward and twist it into a multi-layered, deeply strategic feature that changes everything. Gold is no longer just a currency. It's power, it's influence, and it's survival. And in the current season, it might just be the most important resource on the map. The new black markets scattered across the island mean that having enough gold can propel you from a desperate, low-tier fighter to an overpowered warlord in mere minutes. I mean, I've tried landing at the black markets immediately to buy enough guns, and it's become a real show at these black markets. And even more drastically, Fortnite has now given players the ability to buy back their teammates without needing their reboot cards. And that's coming up very soon in Fortnite. This will completely alter the way squads and duos approach respawns. So, here's the question. Is gold really the big bad meanie of this season? Because if you think about it, it's not the villains of the storyline that are controlling Fortnite's Battle Royale. It's not the POIs or the latest mythic weapons causing the biggest power shifts. No, this season, it's about gold. And those who understand how to use it, hoard it, and manipulate it. They're the real forces to be reckoned with. Gold's humble beginnings. So before we dissect how gold has reshaped Fortnite in Chapter 6, Season 2, let's go back. Let's rewind a bit. Okay, so when Epic Games first introduced gold bars, they weren't seen as something groundbreaking. They were a way to add a layer of economy into Fortnite's world, allowing players to buy minor upgrades, hire NPCs, and interact with vendors. It was a very cool mechanic, but it wasn't a necessity back then. Players could go entire matches without even thinking about gold, focusing solely on looting, shooting, and building, the most important parts of Fortnite. Gold was, for lack of a better word, simple. But Fortnite doesn't do simple for long. The black market, gold's dark evolution. Enter Chapter 6, Season 2, a season built around crime, lawlessness, and back alley deals. Suddenly, gold isn't just a nice to have, it's the resource. The black markets now function as the ultimate risk reward system. If you saved up enough gold, you can access top tier loot, right? Exclusive perks and game changing utilities that can turn you into a unstoppable force. Now, at these black markets, you could buy unlimited guns as long as you have the gold. You could buy unlimited med kits. There's usually one or two really good boons also at these black markets. There's big pots over there. I mean, I literally won a match and went into a vault about 3 times just to heal up because it was still in the smallest circle. So it really, really, really helped me. Now, the problem? Not everyone gets access to this power because the black markets don't care about skill. They care about wealth. If you've been frugal, you haven't been spending, if you've been stacking gold match after match, you are going to hold all the cards. Pretty much the reason why they gave us that glider as well with the playing cards. A player who's been running low on gold, they might as well be fighting with a great pistol against an army armed with exotic tier weapons. Gold, which was once just a currency, is now an economic arms race. The buyback system, the ultimate advantage. Perhaps the most controversial addition this season from leaked news is the gold-based buyback system. You know, in past Fortnite seasons, if a teammate went down, you had to recover their reboot card and find a van to bring them back. Sometimes I would go back into the storm, a really safe space to actually do it, and bring my teammates back. It was a process that required teamwork, positioning, and sometimes sheer luck. Not anymore. Now, if you got the cash, you don't need to worry about reboot cards. If you saved up enough gold, you can pay to bring your squad mate just back instantly. No card retrieval, all right? No sneaking around reboot vans. Just a cold, hard financial transaction that turns a full squad wipe into just a very little minor inconvenience, as long as you're rich enough to afford it. And you may not be able to. This single change has turned Fortnite into an economic war zone. So, do you spend your gold early on powerful black market items? Or do you save it for emergency revives? Do you risk your entire economy for a game-winning loadout? Or do you prioritize longevity? The introduction of gold-based revives means that squads now have an entirely new layer of decision-making to consider. And in the middle of all this, the players who were smart enough to bank their gold from past matches, they are the ones who will be thriving. Because in this season, it's not just about how well you play. It's about how well you invest. Is gold the real villain of Chapter 6, Season 2? Let's be honest. When we think of Fortnite seasons, we usually associate them with a big, overarching antagonist. A mysterious figure, a faction, an invasion. But this season, the biggest, most impactful force isn't a character. It's gold. Gold will dictate power. Gold dictates survival. Gold dictates who wins and who loses. It has single-handedly transformed Fortnite's gameplay loop. No longer can you just drop in, loot up, and hope to outshoot your opponents. Now, every decision you make must be weighed against the economy. Every firefight has a underlying financial component. Can you afford to lose? Can your squad recover? Do you need to pull back and earn more gold before you commit to engagements? And maybe that's the real reason gold feels like the villain. Because unlike an overpowered weapon that can be patched or a broken mechanic that can be nerfed, gold is something you have to play around, okay? Like, you really got to do your best every time you land to try to get some. It forces players to rethink strategies, prioritize resource management, and shift their focus from pure combat to long-term planning. The future of gold in Fortnite. So, where does this go from here? If Chapter 6, Season 2, has shown us anything, it's that Fortnite's economic system is no longer a background mechanic. It's a core pillar of gameplay. And if Epic Games continues down this path, we could see even more mechanics tied to gold in the future. This is Chris. Thanks for tuning into the world's first GYATT Fortnite podcast. Until next time, keep your shields up, your emotes ready, and remember, it's all about how you see the game. I've had a absolutely amazing blast so far. As soon as I finish this podcast right now, I'm going to go back and play. I believe I'm on level 27 so far. I bought the 25 battle pass levels, I guess. And then I realized that it didn't actually level me up, which I'm okay with. I love the bat. I love lavish layers. This oasis spot. I really like all the new POIs. I love the mountains. I love how you can see the gold in the mountains. Fortnite has done so much with so little. And that's why this episode was named Simple. Because just adding the right amount was perfect. So devs, thank you for the season. Epic, thank you for the season. And if you'd like to support me and this podcast, you could definitely send me a tip over on Cash App at Cash App chrisfreshier. You can follow me, send me a message over on TikTok at GYATTFortCast. And you can follow me over on X at GYATTFortCast. Hello to everybody worldwide listening on every single device. I appreciate you guys. And I will see everybody soon.